Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Gems. This is probably, I'm going to say, the last reading of 2023 for y'all through my channel right now, right? We'll be back in 2024. But yeah, I'm going to take this opportunity to try to look closely at each of you this week, or probably in the next week and a half, to get through the zodiac. So yeah, Gemini, welcome, my friends. Going to go and start with the El Key deck, she who, and then, or maybe he who too, and then the Tarot of Positive Clarity. So let's see. Let's take a close look at Gemini. Let's see who they really truly are here. This is such an interesting reading, Gemini. Okay, so I'm looking at your energy, right? Honestly, like, it's just with the Oracle cards, just starting out with the Oracle cards. And in looking at that, like, I'm actually kind of like seeing who you are. You know, I mean, these are just kind of relevant. We're just in terms of, this is the point that I'm kind of reading your energy, right? So it could be how you're doing something right now. It could be, well, I'll tell you what it is instead of what it could be. I'll tell you what I think I'm seeing here is I see you behaving in a way that is intended to help someone, elevate them, but you're doing it in a way that probably, I want to say it could be like stepping back a bit. It's got a little bit of this energy, you know, that statement, you can give a man a fish and feed him for a day, or you can teach him how to fish and he can feed himself for a lifetime. You know, I don't know if I've quoted that right, but you know, that's the gist of it. There's kind of that energy here in this reading with you. And it's like, how I'm kind of like seeing you now and reading your energy. So I'm kind of thinking, well, there must be something going on in your life, right? In terms of like, you're reacting this way, you're behaving this way, and this is who you always are, and this is how you do everything. Which if you are, that's pretty interesting. I would imagine that, see, okay. So with this energy, I feel like you'll probably get like initial reactions from people who, might be upset at you, like, because it could be too, you know, you could be driving down the road and you see someone with a flat tire and they have everything that they need there to get themselves going again, but you're not going to do it for them. So you might pull off to the side of the road and say, oh, hey, I see you need some help here. What's going on? And then they could say, you know what? I got a flat tire. I have no idea how to change it. My car comes with a thing and another thing. And so you might say to this person, you know what? Hey, let me show you how to do it. So they kind of might stand back and say, oh, okay, you're going to do it? No, it's just like, I'm guessing it's in the trunk. It's underneath it. Yeah. Okay, well, lift up the trunk. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and there could be something about your energy that might initially feel savior. Oh, this person's going to help me. This person's going to, but no, this person, yes, you want to help someone. You want to do something, you want them to help themselves. I think is what this is. You want them to help themselves. And it's totally that scenario. Well, it doesn't have to be literally that side of the road thing. And it's, okay, well, all right. The first thing you need to do is you need to loosen all of the, I don't even know what these things, I know what to do, but I don't know what shit is called. It's like when somebody asks me for directions. Well, I know you go down here. 2 streets from now, you're going to turn left. I don't know what the street is called, but I know you got to go down there. But it is like the nuts or the bolts, the wing, I don't know. But you got to loosen those before you jack the car up, right? Otherwise, the wheel's going to spin. The wheel's going to spin. So you're like, you could be walking somebody through something, but they're probably thinking, it's going to take longer if I do it and now I'm really late, if you know how to do it, why wouldn't you just help me? There's kind of like that energy for what I'm seeing here. And but your purpose, like why you want to, I want to say, well, what is this? It's uplift, elevate, empower. You want to empower someone. I want this person to be empowered. And to me, that's, you could even call it like a bit of a tough love too. Because you're not initially going to come, I'm not going to do it for you today, but I'm going to show you how to do it today. And you're going to be able to do it for yourself every day, whether I'm here or not, or anybody's do it. I kind of feel like this is me thinking, okay, I got to teach my son how to do laundry. All right. You getting it? I mean, I think it's kind of admirable, but you're gonna get a sourness, I would imagine, initially. I want to say, like, this is the mask you hide behind. It almost looks like you wouldn't even know. Like, you're pretty steadfast in how you're going to do something and you wouldn't budge. You just don't. And it might be like, right? Because you say, no, I'll walk you through how to change your tire. And the person's probably thinking, well, I don't know how to do it. Now I'm really late. Could you show me and then I would know? No, actually, because, right, you don't. People tend not to learn things until they're doing them themselves because you don't understand all of the context of, well, remember, you got to learn, You might tell that person, don't loosen the nuts on the wheel. No, loosen the nuts on the wheel before you jack the car up a bit. Otherwise, and they might have gone in one ear and out the other, right? But then, so you watch them and they start to jack the car up and you're thinking, well, I just told them. So let's see and then what do they start, and the freaking wheel starts spinning. So they will never forget that, right? They will never, ever have a flat tire. Knock on wood, because I have kind of flat tire. But anyways, God, I hope I don't have to do a flat tire. Knocking on wood. But right, they're gonna know. They're like, that is a lesson I learned. Oh, frick me. So they the car down. The weight of the car is holding the wheel in place, and they loosen the nuts. And anyways, okay. So here, like, it's obviously probably not that scenario. Like, I don't know, maybe you are going to meet someone on the side of the road and you know exactly how to change. Now, if you're CAA or something like, well, okay, that's in Canada. I think it's AAA, the US, or is that, I don't know. Anyways, you know that roadside assistance shit? That's your job. So if I phone you, I want you to change my tire, that's your job. Paying you to do it. Okay. But if you're a Samaritan, I totally get it. And I'm like, oh, fucking shit. I had to get one of these Samaritans. That's what we're going to have to get. So this is intriguing. Okay, so this here is why you kind of hide your true self, which is, right, you're trying to elevate and uplift someone, but you're coming off as like, oh, fuck, this person is really immovable and difficult. And then how this affects, I want to say it helps somebody understand how to free themselves. And the tire is such a loose metaphor for the whole, right? Like, but there is a sense of liberation, right? What do you do? That's what I mean. This reading is so interesting. You elevate and uplift and liberate. That's who you are. That's what you do. But you come off like a bit of a fucking shitting hard ass. But why? Okay. I want to say because there could be like, somebody could feel like incapable. And because of incapable, isolated, right? Like, I don't feel like that this is you. This is the thing that I find so interesting about this reading. It's like, I can clearly see what you are and what you're doing and how this affects another. And it is for someone's good. It's like for your own good. That's exactly what that feels like. You don't want to say that to someone on the side of the road who's holding a wrench or whatever you hold to do flat tires. It's for your own good. Especially as a woman who's been dealing with really shitty patriarchal energy and you're a guy, and just be nice about it. It's like, don't, anyways. Okay, so this, how this affects. Look at somebody is liberating and freeing themselves. Okay. Advice for you is pretty interesting. Wild, untamed, mysterious. Not sure how that comes in, but I want to kind of say, like, it's this energy sort of feels like you're not outright telling someone, you know, I could change the tire for you, and that would alleviate your situation right now at this minute. But it's not going to help you down the road if you ever have this situation again. And let's say you have that problem and you're in the middle of nowhere and you don't have any cell phone reception. So that's not saying that. It's like just doing what you're doing, which feels very mysterious. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this person. It has to be a Gemini or whatever. And then the outcome. See, this is what's so brilliant. Oh, now I get it. It's like now awareness and acceptance. You see, the funny thing with this reading is I pulled it out and I looked at it and I thought, I'm seeing just a glimpse of how Gemini is navigating themselves through a situation with another person or something. And what I'm mostly seeing is the effect it has. So I find that really interesting, right? Yeah. Okay. So the underline, oh, look at metamorphosis, transcendent journey. You have to be really careful with this energy, right? Like yeah, it is a delicate balance in this. So anyways, this just reminded me of, anyways, I won't talk about it. So someone from when I was a kid, you know, I don't know, there has to be love behind this. Well, if it's a stranger, you know, obviously there should probably be some boundaries, but, well, that's the trick too. You have to have a really good delivery with this energy that I'm picking up. That's where it is here. There's a nuance to this and not everybody gets it. You have to have an impeccable delivery with this energy that I'm looking at, especially if this is someone who means a lot to you or someone that you're very close with, and the relationship that you have with them, that you would like to maintain it in a way that there is mutual respect and love. Okay, right? Like I just want to put that there because, yeah, you know, I've been through this with someone who didn't really show that at all, and then that creates really, you know what? Fuck you. I will go and do it on my own, and I will never need you again. Thank you. So y'all just breathe. Like, okay. Anyways, so yeah, I'm human too. I have my own shit. Oh my God, I know it. This reminds me of this a little bit, but that's what I'm saying. Like, right. And I want to say too, like, maybe this is even something that you have lived through. So like, if I was in this situation, I would know, I really feel like I would know how to deliver it so that someone would understand that I'm not trying to make myself seem more empowered than you or belittle you in any way. Like, because that's the trick here with this energy. If you have narcissistic tendencies or you're psychopathic, you know, like it could be delivered the wrong way, right? Like I want to say almost any intention could, but this one for sure, this is definitely, yeah. It's just interesting, isn't it? Because now I'm just kind of the scenario of the stranger. Again, it has a little bit to do with like the delivery. Just to be honest, you know what? I'm in a rush myself, but I feel like, you know, it's a good opportunity for me to help you understand how to be able to do this on your own. You know, I don't know. All right. Oh, this is going to get interesting. Adding tarot to this, it's going to get so interesting. Wow. Okay. What are you doing? No, like I wish I knew what the scenario was here. Maybe a little bit I got it, but I'm so distracted because some birdseed ended up on the ground out there, and all these little birds are all over the patio. They're so cute, and their movement keeps catching the corner of my eye. Knight of Cups, King of Swords, Judgment. That interesting. It is like helping something or someone, I don't know, to elevate here, but doing it with, I mean, okay. So I want to say you've got the right fuel here, but you are coming off as this. You know what? This is interesting because I want to say a really good example, like seeing the King of Swords here, it kind of reminds me a bit like my grandfather. Well, he didn't have long hair. He had almost no hair, but he did have a beard at times, sometimes a mustache. He always had something. Anyway, so it kind of reminds me the difference between my own like father and then my grandfather, because my father was the one who was, you know, I would describe as very narcissistic and, oh God, just terrible. But my grandfather wasn't. He was incredibly kind and loving, which is also like an interesting puzzle to try to figure out. Like how can someone, you know, like this raise someone who becomes that? I don't know. I really don't believe narcissism is only environmental. I really don't. But anyways, going off a little bit there. But what I want to say is because, right, you have the right fuel here. Because my grandfather definitely do that with me many times. Like a little bit of what I would describe as tough love. You know, there was talked about it years ago where, you know, I love going fishing with him, but I wouldn't put the worms on the hook. Grandpa, I don't want to touch the worms. I don't want to touch the fish. But I love going fishing with him. And at some point he just said, you know, if you want to keep fishing with me, it means you're a fisherman. So fishermen do these things. What is it that, you know, I was getting older. So he gave me a styrofoam container of worms and he just handed it to me and said, you know, on your own time, you just sit with the worms. And so, right. And I don't know. It's all in the delivery, Gemini. I really got to say that because I never ever felt like he was doing it because trying to push me down, where I would get that with my father. This is a different energy that I want to say, I think you're using that. You are from like your heart space. Like you really are from your heart space. But it is when the King of Swords comes in, to me, that is tough love, but it's to elevate you. It's to elevate you. Tough love to elevate you. This is coming. You are doing that. I know this is very nuanced. So I could see like some cross watchers coming in and say, no, I know exactly what this is, my job. And maybe, I don't know, maybe they're not. Yeah, because it is. This is one of those things where there's two ways. This can be done by almost the same way. It's intention. It is, what is the intention? Right, what is the intention? Because the intention is to elevate, right? Never felt like that with my own dad. I'm doing like a psychiatric session in the chair with you here. But yeah, like it was always when I really, as an adult, became, and maybe that's, I don't know, why am I talking about this? Maybe there's something you've been through. Because why do I find I say this stuff and then people are like, oh yeah, no, I relate to that. But it was always like, and I realized it was because, yeah, he didn't want me to get the education that he didn't have the opportunity to get. And he didn't want. And I always saw it was always like to try to push, whereas my grandfather was trying to elevate, but really recognize the importance of elevating this little girl is certain things she's got to be able to do on her own, right? And probably maybe even recognizing that the world is, you know, guys will take advantage. If she can look after herself, that's great. Okay, the tarot cards. Who you really are. You're empowering, uplifting, and elevating. Okay, this is interesting because this is like, look at, you've healed something, or you're a healer. You've healed something, or you're a healer. You got the Hierophant, the Three of Swords, and the Four of Swords. Somebody may have walked away from you. You may have needed to walk away from something. But that's who you really are. You're a healer, or you're healed. Well, you're healed. But this powering and uplifting, right? I love this energy because this is someone who is taking on the world, or something has fucked you over here. Something like pretty big. The things that we commit to, I mean, the Hierophant could be marriage. The Hierophant could be like, it represents institutions. It represents something that we stand for and that we commit ourselves to. Right? With the Three of Swords. But then the Four of Swords is healing. This is a tough healing. A tough healing. That is like a tricky card for healing. It's like you got to stay put and heal. So I want to say somebody who's like empowered themselves. But I feel like, I don't know, maybe you don't talk about it because you come off as kind of like strong here. Well, okay, this is interesting. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. The Page of Pentacles and the Star. Kind of like the Mask is a bit like the Impression. The wounded warrior. Do people perhaps get the impression that, you know, you think they know less? So with the Page of Pentacles, you think they know. Yeah. I'm going to go back to that in a minute, because what's really interesting is why you hide your true self. I don't know. I really feel like, though, I'm picking up the energy of someone who's really been through something quite heavy, but this is hidden. Right? You had the sadness, solitude, silent withdrawal. You've got the Devil, like why you hide your true self. You've got the Devil, the Ten of Cups and the Moon. Like this honestly looks like the energy of someone who's been in something really bad. I don't know, really bad, but you don't. You look hardened and seasoned, okay? But it's almost like people don't know why, or they think maybe you're just like that. How this affects your relationships? Again, I'm seeing like, but you're liberating somehow, right? But I feel like this is around you. Someone around you? People? The Hermit, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. Honestly, it's almost like somehow showing someone, like the tarot is really taking on a whole energy of its own here with this reading. It's like showing someone a new plan that is outside of being isolated on their own. But you do this in a very tough love way. Like, look at, right? Why you hide your true self. The Devil. And then over here, like how this affects relationships, right? The second card was this. The Knight of Pentacles, but it's like navigating the Devil. A long-term navigation of the Devil, but that's not the plan moving forward. It's not to navigate the Devil. It's not to navigate with the Devil. The Hermit. It's changing like it could be changing someone's mind or minds about I always forget this word. Oh my God. It's, oh shit, it drives me crazy. It's like, you know, like how we pay for things, how we witness value and things, and the exchanges that we, I mean, the world just seems like, too, it's becoming very, shit me that word. I hate it when that happens. The Knight of Pentacles is Seven of Pentacles. I want to say it's things don't have to be as hard as maybe, because, right, this is picking up a piece of low-bearing fruit. Well, you might be getting the last piece, though, right? But it doesn't feel like that. I mean, I know what that card can symbolize this. It's like, you know what, it's been kind of easy thus far, but now you're going to have a new plan because the fruit's all higher up. So you're going to have to build a ladder. You're going to have to do something, right? But it feels more like sometimes the solution is right in front of you. And it might feel like it's the harder solution, but it's actually the easier solution. The advice is really interesting. Untamed, wild, and mysterious. You have the King of Wands, the Magician, and the Tower. Well, you're going to be manifesting something kind of based on your will, your self-will. Now, because the Tower comes in, it's giving me a bit of the energy that the King of Wands can utilize, but isn't often talked about. And it is the energy to burn it all fucking down if it's just not working. It's, you know, rules don't apply anymore because all of the rules go against the greater good of whatever's being created. Like, it doesn't matter what, oh my gosh, because the Hierophant represents the rules. The Hierophant, honestly, I mean, will represent the rules. The tradition. This is breaking tradition down. You know, the King of Wands, to me, the way to describe that, like he will burn it all down, is like, let's say there is a crop that is infested with some type of blight or an insect, and it doesn't matter what you do. Let's say that there's a pesticide that can be used for that. The long-term effect of that pesticide is that it's going to get into the water. It's going to, right? I'm not saying something that hasn't happened, but you know where I'm going with this. It doesn't matter what you do. You can pull out all of the plants if you want. You can plow them all under. It's not going to get rid of that insect. It's going to come up again. You burn that fucking field down and oh yeah, like you can say goodbye to that crop. You can say goodbye to it all, but you're getting rid of the fucking bugs. That's exactly what the King of Wands can represent at times. And it feels like that because it's manifest with this energy and break it all down. And that is unwild and that is untamed. So I don't know what you're doing. But, I mean, okay, I just reading this energy. It's fascinating, Gemini. This is a fascinating one this week. Oh, my God. All right. The likely outcome is now aware and acceptance. Oh, my gosh. It's like, now I understand and I accept what has happened. Or I accept what I need to do. Or accept, yeah, right? Because burning that crop down is like, oh, my God. There could be some sort of legacy attached to it. Like, right, if you burn that crop down, especially if it's not a crop that germinates through fire and heat or it releases its seed through that, it's done, it's gone, right? But so you're going to put something new in the field and you're just going to have to accept that. This is such an interesting, fascinating energy. Oh, I showed you the cards and I didn't talk about what was coming through, but it's burning it down. There is some type of legacy here that I want to say that you've suffered through and you've healed from it. People or a person may kind of view you, the impression is a bit of a tough ass, determined to do something. Why though? Honestly, right? Because I feel like there's a field here that's infested. A field has been infested. What that field is, what field represents, could be anything. What the infestation is, could be anything. But there's only one way to get rid of it. But I feel like, is it? I don't feel like it's you burning the field. It's almost letting someone know that this is what you have to do. And it's that step by step. You got to dig a trench around the entire field so that when you burn it down, the fire doesn't jump. And then, I don't know the methodical way of burning a field, so I'm not going to give any, but there's probably like a proper way to do it, right? So I want to say probably so that flame meets flame. That seems logical. Or calm day, it's like telling someone how to change that tire, but it's how to burn down the field, because it's infested and it doesn't matter what you do. You can think you're getting rid of the infestation by applying that pesticide, but in the long term, it's going to fuck you up. It's going to fuck up all the fish. It's going to fuck up your life. And you can maintain that tradition of growing that crop in that field. You can carry on with that for a little bit longer. Eventually, it's going to come down. I don't know. This is something else. It is, because eventually it's going to come down. I mean, that's what you're doing here for someone in some way. And yeah, you can postpone. But it's almost like, right, by postponing, by someone trying to utilize things that are not the actual solution, not the direct and acute solution to something, they do prolong being able to continue with having that crop for the sake of tradition, but they cause more harm down the road. So not only will you still need to give up that crop down the road, but you will have caused more harm to yourself and others by not doing it this way right now. That is something. That is some energy I'm pulling out, Gemini. That is like, I don't know. Wow. It's true though. It's true. Like, that's what I mean. Everything that I'm seeing here is true. It is somehow delivering the facts to elevate. But the fuel that you use it with is this is the most important factor, because other people can do what I see that you're doing here in this, but they will not have the right intention or fuel behind it. Yeah. Oh, okay. So the outcome is, right, like, I'm sorry, I didn't get to the tarot cards on it, but it's now aware and accepting. So you're going to do something here. Somebody's going to get it. Somebody's going to get it. And I mean like understand, figure it out. Fool, Seven of Swords, and Justice. I mean, justice is the outcome. The Fool is the fresh start after burning down the field. But the Seven of Swords is here. Maybe others don't want them to burn down the field. So they have to do it like at night. No, like hidden. But this is kind of hidden, the way you do it. Like, it's not direct. It's not, it comes a bit sideways. Well, it could. But the impression that people may not initially, or a person may not initially, they might just feel like you're a stubborn son of a bitch. No. But no, you have value. There's hidden value, perhaps. It's justice. It's justice. It's judgment. Oh, yeah. Okay. So why you hide your true self? Sadness, solitude, silent withdrawal. The devil, the 10 of Cups and the Moon. There's the entrapment, but there's the happiness is on the other side of the jar. Is it tradition to be trapped in there? Is it tradition to accept, well, I don't know, he's got all these bottles. You could even say like alcoholism. Yes. But then there's happiness. But it's the fear. Is it the fear of happiness? The illusion? The unknown? I don't know. Wow. I don't know. I don't think there's anything else to say. Like, that is, I can recap it. I can do a quick recap here. I'm just hearing like, no, just leave it like that. Okay. Just leave it like that. Because I've said everything, like I've repeated the important parts of this message. You can tie it all together. You guys are smart. Figure that out in this reading. I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, I'm going to ask, what would your higher self tell you about the mask that you wear? Or you could say like the impression that you leave with people or that they get from you. And then how can you release your full potential? Oy, this is kind of... All right. Thank you so much for that end of the year reading, Gemini. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.